Hi, my name's Jimmie T. Smith, and I'm a blogger at everydayconservative.blogspot.com. And I'm here to talk to you about the so-called right to universal health care. Now, I'm going to tell you straight. I in no way, shape, or form think that anybody has any other rights than that guaranteed in the Constitution. But, in the spirit of our current president, let's talk about some of these rights. Okay, if everybody has the right to universal health care, isn't that a very minor right? Aren't there 4 other rights that the president is forgetting? Like the right to food. Nobody should starve. Nobody should have to go without food, regardless of how much they make. Just because they can't afford filet mignon doesn't mean that they should starve. So, why doesn't the government, because food is the first of all rights, give everybody food? Why doesn't the government simply say, from here on out, we will feed you? Matter of fact, now that you think about it, food is a main reason we have obesity. And obesity is one of the key issues with health care. People eating junk food, people eating too much food. The government only has to write a law, and sure enough, no more fat people. Think about that. We could legislate it. So the law would state that everybody has a certain portion of food. It would all be healthy food. And voila, no more fat people and less need for that healthcare right. Now, the next right, the second right, would be housing. Nobody should go without a house. And everybody should have the equal size houses because it's only right. We should all level the playing field. Make every house the same as every other. And there is no reason that the government can't produce a house for every single person. You become 18, congratulations, here's your food, and here's your house. Yeah, it should be a right. Everybody should have a right to a house. Given to them by the government, of course. Filled with food from their first right. So they can worry about that. Don't have to worry about that other right, healthcare. Now, they won't need it, but everybody should have a job. Now, it doesn't matter if they're good at the job, but everybody has a right to a job. Okay, so the third right, employment. We can give them jobs that they would feel good about. Sure, maybe some of these guys would feel good about being an executive or feel good about being the boss of the company. It doesn't matter if they can run the company. It doesn't matter if they have the executive skills. No. They deserve it. They feel good. They're Americans too. And no American should have to work in a job he doesn't feel comfortable with. So the third right, unemployment. All we have to do is get people to cut back on their hours at they work and take home less money, and we'll hire these other people. Or, better yet, we can get some of these corporate executives to work themselves all the way back down to the mailroom and let that mailroom guy just jump right up and take charge of those industries or those companies or corporations or businesses. That's the way we can make it equal, fair, and a right for everyone. Now, the last right is transportation. That should be the easiest one of all. The government already owns car companies. So, in that right would be the easiest right of all for the government to grant. The government can grant the right to transportation by simply saying, once you're an adult or old enough to work at a job that the government grants you, they'll also give you a car. Okay? So let's say we'll do that. The fourth right, transportation. Okay? Now, last but not least, let's think about this. Government doesn't grant anything. Rights aren't granted by the government. Our Constitution of the United States of America grants us rights. The government protects the rights. They don't grant us those rights. They protect our rights. That's what you, Mr. President, are supposed to be doing, protecting our rights. Because there are other countries in which you have these rights. Right to food, right to housing, right to health care, and right to transportation. And one of the best examples of that country would be North Korea. You know, the People's Republic of North Korea. Okay? So, yeah, Mr. President, our rights are the rights established in the Constitution of the United States of America, and no others. Thank you. I'm Jimmie T. Smith from everydayconservative.blogspot.com.